Aaron Abreu here, and I'm here to talk to you about the Medical Service Corps in Procurement Program. Now, this video are for those individuals that are probably not familiar for this specific enlisted to commissioning pathway. Maybe you're in a command that's not full of medical officers, or there are no Mustangs available that kind of knows or familiar with the program. Now, be warned, this is just an introduction video, so I'm going to need you to do a little bit of homework as well based on the resources that we are going to present to you today. So without further ado, let's go and dive into the MSC IPP. What is MSC IPP? This is catered for the specialties that you see on your screen. Some of it is healthcare administration and physician assistant. Those are the two top ones. And then from time to time, based on the needs of the Navy, we release a NAV admin message of what we currently need within the community. It's not always going to show entomology or medical laboratory. Sometimes you won't see those. It all depends on the availability or what are the quotas available for that fiscal year. So it's important to pay attention, but generally speaking, these are the specialties that you see on the screen that MSC IPP is targeting. There are several requirements you need to meet in order to submit for MSC IPP. Again, I'm going to caveat this with the current fiscal year NAV admin. There are certain waivers for some of the requirements, but according to the references that we have, you have to be at least E5 through E9 in terms of pay grade. You could be from the United States Navy or Marine Corps, active duty or full-time support. Now, legally speaking, you need to be a United States citizen, no court-martial, civilian felony, and no misdemeanors or DUI 3 years preceding the board. Medically speaking, you also have to be fit for full duty, and you need to pass your physical fitness assessment test for the past 3 cycles preceding to the board as well. So those are the requirements. Now let's talk about the resources. If you only focus on one of these resources, it kind of gets confusing because each of them amplifies each other. Okay. If this is your first time applying for the Medical Service Corps in-service procurement program, I know it's a mouthful, MSC IPP, please do your research, do your homework, make notes and comments so that when you're asking the questions, some of them are probably already in each of the amplifying resources. So let's start first with the OpNav instruction. The OpNav instruction, let me zoom in right here. OpNav instruction 1421 Bravo is the instruction for all commissioning programs. But as you can see, this was written back in 14 December 2009. And that's why there's other amplifying resources for that. Just kind of talks about in detail what are the requirements as well as the specific specialties and what they are looking for. This is then amplified by what we call the program authorization, and it's a quick Google search. Program authorization 115 has the PA 115 Bravo, is specifically the Medical Service Corps and Procurement Program. Again, this is an amplified information to the OpNav instruction. The way I think about this is it kind of updates what's already in the OpNav instruction, specifically for each of those specialty. For HCA, physician assistant, has all those specific requirements. And then you also have the current NAV admin. So this NAV admin that I have on the screen right here, this is for academic year 2023. And this was just released recently, actually just a couple of weeks ago, 19 April 2022. And it has specific things listed, such as for this specific cycle, applications are going to be accepted for healthcare administration, entomology, industrial hygiene, medical laboratory science, environmental health, radiation health, social work, pharmacy, and physician assistant. So if you're trying to apply for any of these programs, I would go back to the PA 115. Let's say you're looking for radiation health. Okay, what are the specific requirements for radiation health? That's what the PA 115 is going to have. And there's also amplifying information for this specific academic year. So you want to pay close attention to that. Typically, it's always geared towards HCA and physician assistant, but I always recommend for everyone to read the full NAV admin. Another thing on here is the age requirement. Also, the application deadline. A lot of us were used to the September deadline. This specific nav admin has an August 12th, 2022 deadline. So that's very, very soon. So hopefully you've started already and you're already in your draft stages. We've been mentioning this for a couple of months now as well. Last but not the least is the MSC IPP website hosted by the Naval Medical Leader and Professional Development Command, or NMLPDC. This has the up-to-date information, and they do try their best to post the most up-to-date information on here. So please just take a look at this and make sure that you are also using this as a reference. What I like about this specific page is the frequently asked questions. There's also a checklist on here. So if you open it up, it'll show you the checklist that you need to have. You also have the frequently asked questions, and maybe some of those questions that you have will already be answered in the frequently asked questions. So those are the good tools to have when you are researching for the MSC IPP. Let's talk about the components of your package. So there's several things within the application process. All of them are pretty self-explanatory. However, it can be a little bit overwhelming if you are trying to do them all at once in 1 week. This is why preparation is key. And if this is your first time researching it, I'm not saying it's too late, but I'm mentoring individuals right now who's been preparing since December of last year. Components, you're going to need a CO endorsement, conditional release, the actual program application, which contains the motivational statement as well, 200 to 250 words. Interview appraisals, currently on checklist, it has a minimum of 3. Your college transcripts, test scores, if it is applicable to your specific program. Again, if you don't know if your program requires that, go back to the PA 115 Bravo and the nav admin. The letter of acceptance if you're going through a training pipeline program. Also, you're going to need your academic degree completion plan, again, for training specific pipeline, evaluations for the past 5 years, awards, NAM and above only, letters of recommendation from its specific officers, proof of birth, security clearance, and medical examination history. So these are the components. And where did I get this from? This is exactly from the checklist, right? It's also from the OpNav instruction. I just broke it apart. So if you are trying to plan for what you need to have for your submission, create a checklist and see how far along you're at and how hard is it to get it. Remember, if you rush this, it will show, because then you're not going to be able to catch on these errors as well. Also, this is a quick plug. We've done videos for each of these components already from the previous fiscal year. I believe that it still applies. So go ahead and take a quick look on those as well. All right. So in closing, start early. Do your homework. Please look at all those resources we just mentioned, and try to, you should make notes on those. Ask the questions. And most of the time when I'm on our Facebook mentoring page, which, oh, by the way, we do have a Facebook page, which I will post it on here. It's going to appear here on the screen on how to get there. But before you ask the questions, some of those are already in those resources. We do appreciate your time. Thank you for allowing me to share this information. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, please make a comment down on the video, on the comments box down below, or you can send me a direct message on Messenger as well. Thank you so much, and have a fine Navy day.